All right, are we rolling, as they say? Yeah, it's been a while since I've streamed. Anyway, today what we're doing, I wish I could have like streamed when I was setting up everything and naming the title of this video, but we're selling out. That's what we're doing today. Um, we're gonna learn to get better at building GenAI for the enterprise, like just just making money and providing ROI. We're just gonna be out here providing ROI, getting rid of FTEs. We're helping companies reduce their headcount so they can make lots of money with the power of Gen AI. That's what we're doing today. And yeah, sometimes you just gotta sell out. That's what you have to do, I think. Um, you can tell I'm a little jaded about the nature of the world. But anyway, why not? Why not do it? Also, this stuff is kind of cool. So basically, it's not actually that bad. There's a lot of great documentation, and I think since I've streamed, like literally, it's a different world. I've been using a lot of deep research. I think the last time I literally did a YouTube stream like this, we didn't have OpenAI deep research, which I've been employing a lot to really get a roadmap for things that I should be learning and focusing on the right stuff rather than wasting a lot of time just manually searching for what to follow. So my goal right now at work, if anybody ever sees this at work and like links it to who I am, I'm cooked, right? Hopefully they don't. Um, I think they won't. Although one day I'm sure it'll be really easy to do this kind of thing and track down relationships between your workers and. I don't know if my name is in the title of this channel. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Um, Everyone's doing it, so I'm doing it too. I'm just driving a little fast on the highway, just like every other car. Anyway, enough rambling. So this is actually kind of cool. I make that joke, but like I didn't actually think some of this stuff is interesting, and so I want to solve some of those problems um, because I'm literally working on this stuff, and yeah, it's useful everywhere. So basically, the idea is that your grandfather's rag that we did a year ago, where you try to get fancy about how you chunk things up and put them in your tiny um, you know, 200K context window or whatever it was in the past. Um, Also, and you would just do that because it helps you do needle in the haystack stuff. And there was all these like lost in the middle problems that people would talk about, which aren't really a problem anymore. But anyway, that's why we did it. And there was also no fine tuning on tool calls and things like that. And most of the techniques were you just, I mean, people would go from sentence splitters to splitting on this, sentence paragraph punctuation to trying to do some um, kind of accumulation algorithm where you look at semantic difference in sentences and if it feels like there's a break in semantic meaning. But all that stuff, I'm getting this feeling that there are other ways to do it. And so I got this deep research result to go through and follow. And like before I could even read it all, which is makes sense. I feel like deep research papers are kind of like Udemy courses in the past, where it's like you never finish a Udemy course and you never really read the whole deep research thing, but you get something out of it. Um, I don't know. There's something there for people who have been doing this for that long, like being in a constant state of learning, I guess. But anyway, too much talking. What did I look into? Well, I immediately read this, saw some stuff about index-free long rag. This this video then linked me to this OpenAI cookbook, which is just a super wealth of information. So this is my plan right now. Um, this guide talks about how to do some RAG stuff, which it's a really common misconception that RAG means vector search. RAG just means RAG. It just means resources that are being used alongside. It means not fine tuning. It means not using just the weights. It's a pretty broad term, I feel like. So there are essentially three different um, scenarios that you might get into inside of typical use cases. So I don't know. I feel like I'm at work right now. I have to like get out of that mood. But no, we're selling out though. So this is a work call. That's what we're doing. Um, but yeah, so I'm gonna do like, I feel like it's way too easy to just like read this and think you understand it. First of all, the first thing you have to do, like the necessary condition, um, not sufficient, but necessary is to like run the code yourself and see how it works and try out some of these strategies for experimentation. But I think the better thing to do, which is usually maybe where I get myself in trouble, I could just do the perfect is the enemy of good thing. But basically, what I was thinking about trying is we have Claude Opus 4 now, and I'm using it in the not cool way. Now it's just like it's inside of VS Code, but we're in Arch, by the way. I'm using Arch that we're in, by the way. We're in Arch that I use, by the way. So that's cool, and it's VS Code, but it's we're SSH into Arch now. So be that as it may, take it as it is. You guys know what I mean. All right. Um, I'm still not even sure like if it's the same thing if I just like were to if I were just to oh come on, ridiculous. If I was gonna it's a little funny to think about having both those guys running at the same time. But if I just do Claude, I believe I'm getting it has the same level of access in integration with VS Code because when I tried this earlier, I was getting like diffs and stuff. And I'm used to just running this as a CLI thing. My old workflow was like I would go to my terminal over here and use it from just from the terminal. And anyway, um, we're gonna try I guess over here, which is a nicer experience. So I'll get out of that. Come on. And I'm still not very good at using things like Pacman and stuff. Is it Cap? No, it's Pacman. And you sync. And I can understand. There's a lot I have to catch up on this stream, but like there's something I did over, I guess a couple weeks ago. Actually, was building an agent that runs in here and has the ability. I built like a pretty big agentic system basically to operate the. That's why I created this VM was basically to have a open-ended um, container for computer use and seeing what could happen with that because I was doing it previously in a Docker container and that wasn't enough. Anyway, that's not the point. So here's the plan. I think I'm gonna give it this link. I think I'm just gonna use Opus even though it's expensive, but it's just fun. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna give it the link to this. Actually, um, I should be using my back and forths. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna go through this article. I'm gonna give it a link to this. I think it'll be fine. And I essentially wanted to create 3 programming challenges off of this based on these 3 use cases. And then when we do that, I'm gonna ask it to give it to me in like a Code Wars or Lead Code style, so that I'm forced to and like tell me what libraries I should use, give some hints, maybe minimal function stubs or something, but I'll try to reduce because it'll try to implement it like very likely. And so I want to work through these coding problems first by myself, but with the right guide. So I'm trying to at least get the right algorithm. And then I will read through the solution. And that is a technique that will allow me to actually learn this stuff. And the cool thing that I like about the strategy is that instead of just getting the information in this OpenAI cookbook right here, I'm going to actually be able to, I'll just understand it better and I'll get other sorts of solutions and ideas from it. So that's the plan. Enough talking. Let's do it. Cool. So first, I just want to make sure uh, IDE disconnected. Hold on. Okay. To what can we say? To I don't know. To put in
some reps in my general programming, and let's just call it AI engineering skill sets. Yeah, we'll say that the documentation walks through a cookbook covering, implementations for three common um, applications of basically of RAG, of RAG and or dic- we'll give it a link now. You can check it out here. Here they are listed under item 3 use cases. And we'll say, okay, yeah, rather than just following, read through article, then provide in 3 directories in this repo 3 programming challenges which outline the I see my typo. Is there a way I can just like all right, we're just doing it I think I can go up. Yeah. That was gonna be a bad typo. While we're at it. 3 programming challenges. We'll say just like corresponding to the use cases in the docs. In the documentation. Okay. For each challenge, I'm hoping you can provide a code wars or leak code style problem statement. Maybe some hints about libraries and the approach needed for um, acceptance criteria, let's say. Very bare bones. Actually, and, yeah. Uh-oh. Fantastic. Damn it. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Let's make sure that actually works. All right. Well, glad I did that. It's a little bit ridiculous. So my VirtualBox died or something? This is ridiculous. That's the kind of stuff I deal with. I don't see why. It's hard for me to see why that would be such a issue. Um, Maybe I'll have to investigate it. But it's not what I want to work on right now. I'm telling you, it's running. Come on. While we're at it, I'm just gonna save this down so I don't copy something and lose it. Okay. Okay. If this happens again, I'm going back to Fedora, like, or something. I don't know. At some point, I need a better setup. Okay. Hopefully, we're back. Okay. Not sure why that would be a problem. I really wanted to It's weird how VS Code is not really a desktop application anymore because I didn't have to do anything to get Cloud Code on this. I just opened it up and it was a different. I saw a YouTube video or something in VS Code the other day. All right, it's a little weird. It's concerning. Concerning. One word tweet. Um, Man, I need better compute. It's ridiculous. Right, pasting text, and I don't know. Oh yeah, this thing is like lagging. I will compare my solutions. Okay, this is what we need to do. This, man, this is really weird. What is going on with my? Is it because I'm running OBS or something? It's terrible. I mean, it's awful right now. So I just have to say that. Okay, I forgot to add. Check it out here. Let's get the. Let's get the thing. All right, we're just doing it. Oh man. All right, this is bad. What is going on? Can't do anything. Why the hell is this happening? All right, let's ask. I can't do anything anymore. I'm just like fully dependent on these things. All right, well, let's just do it. Anthropic Cloud RAG guide. Wait, what the hell? Ugh, why did this thing not do it correctly? All right, hold on. Yeah, I just lost connection again. I have to figure out what's going on there. Because we've streamed and done this before. Like, I just want to be able to stream and also do this. I don't want to have to end the stream just for this reason. Okay. I mean, it has nothing to do with VS Code. It's that, like, are there settings inside of VirtualBox or something? This is just not the thing I wanted to do right now. You know? Uh, why is it terrible? working on making basically making OBS not take up so much CPU, which may be taking up, I suppose, like actually taking up enough CPU cycles that the VM doesn't get prioritized or something, and then we lose the SSH connection, which is interesting. Okay, so I'm already like doing this at a low level right now. Maybe we'll try this one. Don't know what that would change, but maybe it makes all the difference. It makes the picture look terrible. Who knows what it's like for the 0 viewers that are not watching this. But anyway, let's see what happens here. So it's already using tools and things that I would want to be able to use for internet search and that kind of thing. It's pretty interesting. Yep. Okay, while we're doing that, let's things seem to be working right now, so hopefully the stream is also actually functioning. Yeah, so go through and walk through the basic idea at least. Um, all right, so we've got this document. I'll go ahead and get that, and we want to download this one eventually. But yeah, pretty. Like, I would never expect. This is interesting. I wouldn't expect traditional embedding-based RAG to do well on documents that are filled with such encoded like um, there is a there is a protocol and like there's kind of a schema to the entire document that follows these indexed, numbers to reference different sections and things like that. There's just not a lot of like emotional human. The idea that you would have some kind of latent vector of semantic meaning that this stuff would relate to. I don't, maybe it does. I don't know, but I wouldn't expect it. At the same time, reasoning model or just any kind of model that can have tokens to problem solve within a space, then it feels more natural. So, okay, it's doing almost too much. I sure hope that I'm using a good model, because what is it doing? Okay, I know for a fact that the article, having to like really push the model away from slop. It's like such an important job to just push it away from. What are you trying to do? Why are you trying to put LangChain in there? There was no LangChain in the doc. LangChain, and it really is like it's the fault of programmers with no taste that now everyone thinks about it. Like it's so strange. We have to use Databricks for a lot of stuff at work, and it's like, oh, it integrates with LangChain. It's like the only way that you can integrate your LLM code with. It's like you can integrate with LangChain. What are you talking about? Like just I could just let me call my own LLM and do like get access to data sources. I'm telling you, like it's these business models, and nobody can see it. LangChain wants money for their product that does nothing. It does. There's some like I appreciate the documentation and like the dev relation stuff, but okay. Um, This is better. See, doesn't this just feel better? Because we're not, what it is that it's cheesy to use AI related, like LLM branded um, Python libraries and tooling when that library and solution doesn't actually provide any LLMs or AI. It's just like coordination code. Yeah, anyway, you can tell we're using real stuff here. You can just tell. All right, we're getting there.
Oh my gosh, I had it on mute the whole time. All right, well, anyway, it's probably clear what I'm doing. That's funny. Going back on mute, by the way.